Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Thursday, August 5th, at 8:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 687 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. More inside sartorial sensation Eva Chen's charming Connecticut abode. At least 10 killed when van carrying migrants crashes in Texas. Cat death rise, it feels like we've lost a family member. Israel vaccinated fast and looked like it had beaten COVID-19. It just brought back a swath of restrictions amid a Delta surge. There are two Atlantic systems, and one may become a tropical depression, forecast says. What happens when millions, or billions, of sea animals die on one day? Protests in India mount after 4 men arrested in rape, murder of 9-year-old girl. Police allege Hillsong founder concealed child sex abuse. Letters to the editor, women shouldn't have to wait for men to put more of us on corporate boards. Letters to the editor, the rich are buying giant crystals, why did we give these people a tax cut? The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. 2.9M workers still on jobless benefits as weekly claims remain high, New York Post. Lebanese president pans Israeli aggression after it retaliates for rockets, The Times of Israel. Kanye West starts Donda album live stream on Apple Music from his dressing room, Daily Mail. Aaron Rodgers kept Jordan Love in the loop this offseason, I went through that, NFL.com. Astronomers find small rocky planet, just half the mass of Venus, see Tech Daily. Rumor, Sony targeting AAA titles for stunning next-gen PS5 VR headset, push square. State Department sleuthing the whereabouts of a $5,800 whiskey bottle given to Pompeo from Japan, NBC News. FAA asks airports to monitor passengers' alcohol intake, citing unruly behavior, NBC News. Bank of England keeps policy unchanged, warns of more pronounced period of inflation, CNBC. Fetty Wap's daughter died from heart defect complications, report, page 6. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Meghan Markle, Prince Harry mold move to New Zealand, Governor General says. Biden seeks to boost fuel economy to thwart Trump rollback. Having a messy house doesn't make me a bad person, or a bad mom. Facebook shuts out NYU academics' research on political ads. U.S. jobless claims drop by 14,000 to 385,000. Golf star spouts vaccination nonsense after missing Olympics due to COVID. Jessica Cisneros announces rematch run against Texas Rep Henry Cuellar. There's a poignant story behind the medalists' bouquets at the Tokyo Olympics. We did it, Ryan Krauser dedicates shot put goal to late grandfather. More kids are getting sick with COVID-19, top pediatrics group finds. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. County raises COVID threat level to red. Legal experts question beach ordinance. Wildlife center in Illinois overcrowded. Fiery crash leads to rescue mission for family dog. Community surprises pair of Iowa 9-year-olds. Crop duster crashes into front yard, pilot injured. Couple growing elderberry-based wine company. Ohio grandma completes quest to create world's largest Oreo. Student with autism charged with felony. SA discovers 25 firearms at airport. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. Alarmed Louisiana residents turn to vaccines in darkest days of pandemic. What makes Cuomo so grabby? As hikers vanish in southern Australia, these mountains hold tight to their mysteries. Passenger arrives taped to a seat and is charged with assaulting flight attendants. Cuomo sexual harassment part of broader toxic workplace, report says. Cecily Strong is starting a new conversation. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Atlanta police release girlfriend's 911 call in gruesome Piedmont Park stabbing of woman and her dog. CNN's Chris Cuomo will forever have a credibility problem for role in Brothers scandal, Poynter Institute. Miley Cyrus offers to educate DaBaby amid scandal, rails against cancel culture in social media post. Cleveland Guardians disregard roller derby team named the Guardians. Teacher starts classroom on a lake as outdoor learning grows popular amid COVID-19. Dana White won't force UFC fighters to vaccinate, never gonna happen. 2021 Pro Football Hall of Fame induction ceremony greatest gathering in the sport, David Baker says. Mike Tyson tells his son not to follow in his footsteps, avoid boxing. Moderna says its COVID-19 vaccine 93% effective after 6 months. NYC subway rescue, dramatic video shows Good Samaritan bringing man in wheelchair to safety. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Thursday, August 5th. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. It was an unforgettable experience, U.S. swimmers Ryan Murphy and Abby Wheatsill on Tokyo Olympics. Fantasy Football 2021 wide receiver rankings, Tyreek Hill, Davante Adams battle for top spot. Shower standards, how often should you shower in order to keep yourself clean? WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational Preview, TPC Southwind pretty demanding, says CBS Sports' Nick Faldo. Fourth stimulus check, is another relief payment coming soon? TPC Southwind profile, a stiff challenge at WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational. Fantasy Football 2021 RB rankings, a healthy Christian McCaffrey looks to reclaim the top spot. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Harley Street osteopath reveals all the ways you can damage your back doing housework. An original Apple I motherboard designed by Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak in 1976 is up for sale. COVID sufferer says virus is nothing to be afraid of and vlog days before he died from the disease. UK new car sales plunged to lowest July level since 1998 due to chip shortage. Michael Ballack's son Emilio, 18, is killed in a quad bike crash while on holiday in Portugal. Strictly Come Dancing 2021 fourth contestant revealed, John Waite. Andrea Spindolini Sirius, daughter of first date star Fred, reaches 10-platform final at Olympics. Boris offers Sturgeon huge COP26 role, despite once saying he didn't want her anywhere near it. Moment newly elected Labour mayor brawls with cabbie in road rage row. Man who killed his dog in barbaric and tortuous attacks is jailed for 4 months. The following headlines are from the ninth most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. Vaccine boosters become poet-earned symbol of pandemic inequality. Italian man identified as top crime boss arrested in Madrid. Fire that reached Turkey power plant contained, others burn. Shortages, sanctions, protests and pandemic, daunting challenges await Iran's new president. Tokyo logs record 5,042 cases as infections surge amid games. The U.S. healthcare system ranks last among 11 high-income countries, researchers say. Yu Yingxi, historian who worked Beijing, dies at 91. Corruption charges dropped for Hong Kong singer, activist. Melbourne plunges back into coronavirus lockdown a week after leaving it. India's brutal Delta-driven wave ended when cases suddenly plunged. Weeks later, the stubborn variant persists. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Senate expected to vote Saturday on passage of bipartisan infrastructure bill, Live. Tokyo 2020 Olympics, athletics, basketball, GB's 16th gold and more, Live. Coronavirus live news, curfew and music ban on 2 Greek islands, Japan experts urge nationwide state of emergency. Bill Gates says meetings with Jeffrey Epstein were huge mistake. Mannequins, protests and an evacuation, Thursday's best photos. Tokyo Olympics 2020, Day 13, in pictures. Young farmers lose hope as drought closes in, it's like a sad country song. A coup or not, Tunisian activists grapple with president's power grab. Dallas Oberholzer, the 46-year-old Olympic skateboarder who fended off a Jaguar. Heavy spending on driver incentives pushes Uber to bigger than forecast loss. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Teacher at U.S. Army base in Germany charged with sexual abuse. U.S. jobless claims dropped by 14,000 to 385,000. Are COVID vaccinations covered under HIPAA? FAA urges airports to help stop alcohol to go amid unruly passenger spike. Fauci, U.S. may sooner or later get another variant. At least 10 dead as van carrying migrants crashes in Texas. UK police arrest 11 over racist abuse after Euros final. Police, Indiana woman shot husband, used axe to remove legs. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Mapping the advance of the Taliban in Afghanistan. Climate change, half U.S. cars to be zero emission by 2030, Biden. Epstein meeting's a huge mistake, says Bill Gates. Paul Johnson, Chicago house music DJ dies at 50 after catching COVID. Washington NFL team bans fans from wearing Native American dress. Mexico sues U.S. gun manufacturers over arms trafficking. Migrant van crash kills at least 10 in Texas. Iran's new hardline President Ebrahim Raisi to be sworn in. How a fake network pushes pro-China propaganda. TikTok tests Snapchat-style vanishing video stories feature. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Here's what Sanchia Brown-Long is doing 2 years after she walked out of a Tennessee prison. Nearly 72,000 children test positive in the past week. Heart problems associated with vaccines are uncommon, study shows. COVID-19 updates. At least 10 dead after van carrying migrants crashes in South Texas, authorities say. At least 10 dead after van carrying migrants crashes in Texas. Pregnancy loss is common and traumatic. New legislation says employees need time off to heal. Hard days ahead. Red flag warnings prompt more wildfire fears. Dixie Fire jumps perimeter lines. Keep Governor Gavin Newsom, or kick him out of office. What to know about California recall election. A woman passed out after drinking. A man dumped her in the cold to die, court docs say. Remastered Apollo 15 photos reveal new details, just in time for mission's 50th anniversary. WHO calls for moratorium on vaccine booster shots. Los Angeles considering proof of vaccine requirements. COVID-19 updates. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Podcast, The Mystery of the Disappearing Gray Whales. Earthquake, magnitude 3.5 quake strikes in Hemet. River fire near Colfax, California, grows to 1,400 acres, spurs evacuations and damages homes. Republicans go after Newsom, mask mandates and critical race theory in recall debate. Solis issues executive order mandating LA County employees get vaccinated. Raging Dixie fire burns homes, businesses in Greenville amid critical conditions. 3 dead, 2 seriously injured in street racing crash in Burbank, police say. LA will consider requiring vaccine proof at restaurants, gyms, indoor sporting events. OC Board of Education to sue Governor Newsom over K-12 school mask mandate. Newsom can recall proponents Republicans and Trump supporters, judge rules. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Thursday, August 5th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Biden to offer temporary safe haven to Hong Kong residents in U.S. No animal left behind. Kenya holds first national wildlife census. Decades of unbridled poaching, expanding human settlements and climate change have taken a heavy toll on the global wildlife population, and central Kenya is no exception. Gay conversion therapy one step closer to becoming illegal after bill banning practice passed first reading in Parliament. Bill proposes up to 5 years in prison for practices intended to change person's sexual orientation, gender identity, or gender expression. Pfizer charged unfairly high prices for epilepsy drug, UK regulator says. Video footage proves Israeli soldiers shot and killed Palestinian 11-year-old Mohammed Abu Sarah al-Alami, had no reason to open fire. Australian mathematician discovers applied geometry engraved on 3,700-year-old tablet. Archaeology. Petition demands Catholic Church's charitable status be suspended over residential school response. CBC News. Bottled water is 3,500 times worse for the environment than tap water, according to Barcelona Institute for Global Health. Nearly 2,300 people test positive for coronavirus after attending music festivals in Catalonia. Tucker Carlson has moved his show to Hungary for the week, where he met controversial PM Viktor Orban and is scheduled to speak at a far-right conference. Tucker Carlson is broadcasting from Hungary because it's authoritarian, anti-migrant leader has set a model for America's far-right. Mexico sues U.S. gunmakers in unprecedented bid to stop weapons crossing border. Mexico. China tells U.S. enough with sanctions, and pledges to support Cuba. Hillsong leader Brian Houston charged over the alleged concealment of child sex offenses. Facebook let fossil fuel industry push climate misinformation, report finds. The next headlines are from Forbes. So let it be written, so let it be done, government takeover of housing is here. Warren Buffett-backed ByteDance sales more than tripled in July. Overtime elite signs touted Spanish power forward Eisen Almanza. Pandai provides sustainable alternative to organic cotton, from unexpected sources. A pair of mega teardowns highlight the MLB trade deadline in the NL. Camila Cabello, Little Mix, Justin Bieber and Lil Nas X, the 5 biggest moves on the UK singles chart. Why the true crime genre shouldn't be sensationalized. Karate makes historic debut in its first, and possibly last, Olympic Games. American Idol sweetheart Lacey K. Booth releases debut record. Mattel issues a pledge to be a better global citizen. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Talking to science deniers and skeptics is not hopeless. More women than ever are starting careers in science. Insights into a receptor that lets insects sense scents. The world species are playing musical chairs, how will it end? It's time to expand the definition of women's health. Errors in genetic sequences mar hundreds of studies. Genomic analysis identifies variants that can predict the timing of menopause. Fair algorithms for selecting citizens' assemblies. Pseudogap in a crystalline insulator doped by disordered metals. Structural insights into how PRP5 proofreads the Premrna branch site. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,722,862,552 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Star Wars, The Bad Batch renewed for Season 2 at Disney+. Wim Wenders film on architecture, Omar Sharif documentary among projects to be pitched at Venice Gap financing market. Jean-Luc Godard non-conventional documentary See You Friday Robinson set for festival circuit exclusive. Shudder snaps up Hellbender ahead of its Fantasia Fest premiere exclusive. Frontier Mistress, a timely western set in 18th century South Africa. Paramount Plus orders 14 South Park movies, Comedy Central renews series through season 30. Blue Fox Entertainment acquires U.S. rights to Holocaust Survivor.im exclusive. UK's Independent Cinema Office launches collaborative film platform Cinema of Ideas. Viacom CBS Q2 profit fueled by ad sales, new streaming subscribers. Viacom CBS partners with Sky to launch Paramount Plus in Europe. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. American makes canoe sprint history at the Tokyo Olympics. Serious cases remain rare, but coronavirus in children is on the rise. Mattel's Barbie turns women of science including a COVID vaccine developer into dolls. The U.S. women's soccer team beats Australia to win bronze medal at Tokyo Olympics. A different Tokyo Olympic sport, bus spotting. Inflation is a big political test for President Biden's economic agenda. As Biden aims to pass two big bills, things are about to get really complicated. Biden shifts away from Trump rules with new emission standards for cars. U.S. BMX racer Connor Field to be released from a Tokyo hospital after Olympic crash. USA's Ryan Crouser sets Olympic shot put record and wins gold again. The following headlines are from The Week. Mike Pompeo says he doesn't know what happened to the missing $5,800 bottle of whiskey gifted by Japan. Biden moving toward reopening U.S. to foreign travel, with vaccine requirement. Mexico files long-shot lawsuit accusing 10 U.S. gun manufacturers of trafficking complicity. COVID catches up to Biden. The Democrat new cult of the popular. Where has Joseph Gordon-Levitt been hiding? New reports show how fiercely Trump Department of Justice loyalists fought to help and resist his effort to steal the 2020 election. An amateur astronomer spotted a new moon orbiting Jupiter. Artisan brings new life to wood damaged by fire and drought. Should vaccinated Americans panic about the Delta variant? Maybe panic a bit. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Reformer Sissy Farenthold is still watching. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Shadows on the moon could be hiding water, even in the daytime. Astronomers find a huge planet orbiting its star at 6,000 times the Earth's sun distance. Scientists figure out how the asteroid belt attacked the dinosaurs. These are the news headlines for today, Thursday, August 5th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Water vapor on Ganymede, Jupiter's large moon. Comet C/2021-03 approaching, may brighten in 2022. What is an opposition? What's a blue moon, and when's the next one? Why 61 Cine is nicknamed Flying Star. Moon and Gemini stars at dawn August 5th and 6th. The Nauka module mishap that sent International Space Station tumbling. The next news is from Politico. Jessica Cisneros launches primary rematch against Rep. Henry Cuellar. The car guy president wants Americans to go electric. How Biden's Supreme Court throwdown could backfire. How a fight over economics could shape the GOP's post-Trump future. How one Republican is struggling to get to yes on Biden's big deal. How the House's eccentric liberal icon won a slew of centrist allies. How the pandemic ate millions of jobs in American restaurants. Biden's vision for the border has gone bust, but what's Plan B? GOP candidates bash Newsom on every topic at first recall debate. Landlords sue to stop Biden's nakedly political eviction ban. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Tokyo Olympics live updates. Belgium edge kookaburras for gold. Maloney wins first Aussie athletics medal for Tokyo in decathlon. Maloney wins Australia's first decathlon medal, with a little help from a friend. Cartoons of the week. Best of Cartoons, August 5th, 2021. England fast bowler to miss T20 World Cup, Ashes with elbow injury. Thrilling shootout for gold ends in agony for kookaburras. Australia News Live, Victoria to enter 6th lockdown at 8 p.m. as state's cases grow. NSW records 262 new local COVID-19 cases, 5 deaths. Aggressive McSween makes the running as he and Hoare reach 1,500 in final. Pierce's return one of few highlights as Knights hold out Broncos. Tokyo Olympics in pictures. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Bond report, Treasury yields turn higher as jobless claims fall. A room is a room, funeral homes open their doors to comedy clubs, and other happy life events. Pinball is a worthy alternative to the spiritual opium of video games. The big move, I'm a single, high-earning 52-year-old looking for a more stable lifestyle. Am I too old to buy a home? Goldman Sachs boosts S&P 500 price target. Dispatches from a pandemic, I traveled overseas as the Delta variant of COVID-19 surged. Here's what I wish I knew before my trip. What does earning $62,000 a year buy you in America? Not great access to health care, new report concludes. The moneyest, who knows if I'll live until retirement? I have $10,000 in credit card debt and $4,500 in student loans. Should I tap my $24,000 401k? Newswatch, the brief history of meme stocks suggests betting against Robinhood is foolhardy. Is it too late to score a hotel deal this summer? Not if you follow these surefire tips. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. A series of new and updated patents cover ultra-wideband technology, broadcasting mode for neural processor and more, patently Apple. Play, intellectual property, Lexology. Neo Semiconductor patent addresses present and future generations of NAND flash memory, Valdosta Daily Times. In a world first, South Africa grants a patent listing AI as the inventor, The Conversation Africa. Australian Intelligent Approach to Artificial Intelligence, AI, Inventions, Intellectual Property, Australia, Mondac News Alerts. NASA notice of intent to grant an exclusive, co-exclusive or partially exclusive patent license, Gen2 Corporation, Space Ref. Recent developments in artificial intelligence and IP law, South Africa grants world's first patent for AI-created invention, intellectual property, worldwide, Mondac News alerts. Australian Federal Court rules that AI can be a patent inventor, BioWorld Online. Don't go down the rabbit hole with the foes of Bidole, IPWatchdog.com. How Orleans tomatoes will become state's biggest cannabis greenhouse, Pacific Coast Business Times. The next headlines are from Quartz. Nigeria's awful Tokyo Olympics made Puma cancel a $2.7 million deal. U.S. government agencies are failing to meet even basic cybersecurity standards. After a flock IPO, Robinhood is now worth twice as much as Nasdaq. Why is the South the epicenter of anti-abortion fervor? An amputees company will help Paralympians run and jump in Tokyo. Booster moratorium, Mexico's gun lawsuit, sumo butt. How climate change is stalling economic growth. Tanzania's new mobile money tax is a blow to the booming sector. Entry-level costs for starting an Olympic sport. How much has Africa's media landscape changed since Benaya Vanga wrote his viral Granta essay? The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Israeli government finally decides to start looking into NSO Group and its customers. Everyone being dumb about IP, McDonald's no longer offering dope custom PS5 controllers in Australia. FCC blocks Elon Musk from getting millions in subsidies for delivering broadband to traffic medians. Tech Dirt Podcast Episode 292, The Problem of Job Owning. UFC COO publicly pushing notice and stay down reforms to DMCA, despite that being horrible for almost everyone. Man sues multiple social media services, claims banning his accounts violates the Civil Rights Act. Daily Deal, Mesh Force and 3 Mesh Wi-Fi system. Yes, actually, the First Amendment does mean that Twitter can kick you off its platform, Wall Street Journal. Despite 20 years of experience, Comcast NBC still sucks at Olympics coverage. Biden warns that the next kinetic war will be the result of a cyber attack, which is stupid. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Donda. USA vs. Australia basketball. Eric Paschal. Ryan Krauser. India Olympics. Ron DeSantis. Val Kilmer. Andre DeGrasse. Mike Richards. April Ross. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Mayhem in Manila as thousands scramble to get jabbed at COVID vaccine centers while lockdown looms. EU would outperform China and US if European athletes combined Olympic wins, Firebrand Mep Verhofstadt argues. Russian wrestler Zara Yugov completes impressive treble with Tokyo gold. Russian court finds American investor Calvi and business partner guilty of embezzling millions of dollars after high-stakes trial. Controversial world's sexiest athlete Ali Kushmit will not feature at Tokyo 2020 after failing to qualify for 4x400 melee. Wildfire surrounding Turkish power plant brought under control after evacuation as country continues to battle multiple blazes. Israel is ready to strike Iran, says defense minister, amid simmering tensions with enduring foe. Ex-Germany and Chelsea star Michael Ballack's 18-year-old son killed in tragic quad bike accident. Russian medical exoskeletons to be sold in the US to help people walk again. Facebook took $9.5 million in big oil ad money and let fossil fuel propaganda be spread on platform, climate change group says. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Here we go again. AMC pops after fund manager Crispin O'Day reported to be short. Ethereum slides after completing London hard fork on path to ultrasound money. Landlords, real estate groups ask judge to block CDC's new eviction moratorium. Continuing claims plunge, but almost 13 million Americans remain on the dole. Zymergen rallies 8% for market after Cathie Wood buys 2.47 million shares. Biden admin to announce mandatory vaccinations for all active duty U.S. military. Futures rise ahead of claims data, Europe hits another record high. Grill maker Weber's IPO downsized, prices below expectations. Bo keeps policy unchanged, will start balance sheet reduction once rates hit 0.5%. Robinhood tumbles after insiders filed to sell 98 million shares. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Forest fire in Greece threatens Olympics birthplace. Belarus to close border as Lithuania turns away migrants. With tensions high, Gantz says Israel is ready to strike Iran. Uneasy calm in Kashmir on second anniversary of losing autonomy. Why is India building a military base on Agilga Island? Can anything be done to stop our phones from spying on us? Tokyo's daily coronavirus tally tops record 5,000 amid Olympics. Tanzania opposition leader court case postponed, protesters held. Biden wants half of U.S. car sales to be zero emission by 2030. UK arrests 11 over racist abuse targeting Black England players. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Poll, 51% of likely voters in California would recall and remove Gavin Newsom. Survivor groups turn on Andrew Cuomo, reject apology and defense. NASCAR, masks required in enclosed areas despite vaccination status. Report, sex-selective abortions will eliminate 4.7 million girls by 2030. Joe Biden to order half of U.S. car sales be zero emission by 2030. Australian city of Melbourne locked down for the 6th time. Swedish expert claims people could require as many as 5 COVID vaccine shots. Gun-free UK, Feroz Zulman guilty of murdering student in drive-by aimed at business rival. Moroccan migrant accused of trying to slit throat of NGO worker girlfriend. Trans sex criminals can go on female wards, NHS hospitals told. The next headlines are from UPI News. $50 lottery prize leads North Carolina man to $200,000 jackpot. Watch, Public Works employee captures alligator in Michigan pond. Overdue book return to Pennsylvania Library after 50 years. Watch, orangutan zoo visitors drop sunglasses. Look, firefighters use crane to hoist cow trapped in milking platform. Estonian swims 18.6 miles with the monofin for Guinness World Record. Watch, iguana camps out in Florida family's toilet for several days. The next headlines are from Odd, Strange and Bizarre Things. It's August now but July is the best month of the year. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Farmer becomes YouTube star at 84 years old with his softly spoken words of wisdom. Walmart announces plan to pay 100% of college tuition plus books for its workers. Puppy dog eyes are an evolutionary trait developed so dogs can better capture our hearts. Researchers find real-life SpongeBob SquarePants and Patrick Star. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Thursday, August 5th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Iceberg wall collapses at Titanic Museum in Tennessee, hospitalizing 3 people. Man faces trial for offending religious sentiment by wearing hat in Polish church. Lack of strong rival may hurt Canada's Trudeau in election. Former Spokane police officer awaiting trial for rape charges arrested again for allegedly raping another woman. Dr. Dre has net worth of $800. Mass daughter reveals she's homeless. Why whales in Alaska have been so happy. 100-year-old former Nazi concentration camp guard to be tried. Germany. Man arrested in mistaken identity case locked in Hawaii mental health hospital for 2 years. 5 parrots separated at UK zoo after encouraging each other to swear at guests. Fair lawn woman found stuck in rabbit cage. Police said the 86-year-old was stuck for an undisclosed amount of time, but that she got in the cage by accident, not foul play. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Biden pushes for F to reach 50% in nationwide sales by 2030. Xiaomi expected to debut its under-the-screen camera tech with Mi Mix 4. How AI can help choose your next career and stay ahead of automation. Facebook has redesigned your settings, good luck figuring them out all over again. The new Nissan Leaf smaller price tag makes it the cheapest EV in the US. Google Drive gets a security update in September. Here's what it means for you. Everyone should mess with this painting app from the 80s. Will the EU reach its emissions targets? 3 sustainability startups weigh in. I tried vertical tabs in Microsoft Edge, and now I cannot go back to Chrome. Academics slam Facebook for shutting out research into political ads. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Powering navigational buoys with help of ocean waves. Where does it hurt? Predicts chronic pain outcomes, study shows. Study identifies DNA signatures linked to heart disease. Common weight loss drug successfully targets fat that can endanger heart health. Long COVID uncommon in children, analysis finds. Triple contagion, how fears influence coronavirus transmission. Towards next-gen computers, mimicking brain functions with graphene diamond junctions. Study reveals what triggers lung damage during COVID-19. Promoting biodiversity-friendly landscapes, beyond organic farming. Crawling important step in development of risk perception. The next headlines are from Information Week. Canadian Olympians owe gold to data visualization. How to explain complex technology issues to business leaders. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Thursday, August 5th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA TV coverage set for next International Space Station cargo launch. Statements on swearing-in of Margaret Voshouse as NASA CFO. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Nathaniel Coleman wins silver in Olympic climbing's debut. Harder for a body of that size to act in a moment, Cox says of legislature's pandemic response. Here's why you can only buy 1 bottle of Patron tequila at a Utah liquor store. Utah Muslim sues his ex-employer, alleges a boss said he'd be cast into outer darkness. Kate Brown, the West is on fire, it's past time to act on climate change. John Putner, Utah shows other red states how to run elections. The rundown, right-winger Palooza is coming to Utah. Letter, a true patriot would be proactive in curtailing the spread of COVID-19. Family presses for answers in the case of missing master weaver Alameda Gay. Letter, we must be good shepherds of the earth. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. The slow collapse of Amazon's drone delivery dream. Spanish engineers extract drinking water from thin air. Netflix announces SpaceX documentary on civilian mission into orbit. The State Department and 3 other U.S. agencies earn a D for cybersecurity. Senate Democrats to introduce legislation that would tax energy companies responsible for major greenhouse gas emissions. The IRS has seized $1.2 billion worth of cryptocurrency this fiscal year. Knit crossword puzzle no longer works in third-party apps. Firefox lost almost 50 million users in 3 years. Google Plus class action starts paying out $2.15 for G+ privacy violations. Colleges across the US and Canada are adopting virtual student IDs. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Moderna says COVID-19 vaccine booster will likely be needed before winter. Ivermectin is not a good treatment for COVID-19, says Springfield, Mo doctor. Live stream, watch the corpse flower bloom at the Missouri Botanical Garden. Many students in Illinois and Missouri will be required to mask up as school starts. Partly cloudy Thursday afternoon with high temps in mid-80s. U.S. women earn bronze medal with 4-3 win over Australia. Man stabbed at Belleville Circle K Thursday morning. Police chase starts in O'Fallon, ends near Lambert Airport Wednesday night. Students' mental health prioritized as COVID carries into new school year. 2 charged in death of 1-year-old who tested positive for drug. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Oceanside Council votes in favor of appeals challenging construction of Amazon facility. Frozen honey, new TikTok trend will likely result in a lot of diarrhea, gastroenterologist says. We need to do a better job, federal officials vow to step up firefighting resources in California. Cartoon depicts migrant campsite in Tijuana as ticking time bomb. Video shows bonfire confrontation at center of hate crime investigation. Republicans aim at GOP base in first California recall debate. Demand for COVID tests spikes with new requirements, rise in cases. U.S. plans to require COVID-19 shots for foreign travelers. DNA match ID suspect in cold case murder, sexual assault of 20-year-old Santee woman. More than 2 million San Diegans now fully vaccinated as cases surge. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Russia unveils production line of Okhotnik combat drone. U.S. Navy moving forward with large autonomous submarine development. U.S. Army's 3rd Infantry Division receives new M109A7 howitzers. U.S. Army National Guard fields new compact sniper system. Russia finally showed its new Zemlya mine system in action. Russian airborne troops receives new armored vehicles. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. TikTok brain drain as head of AI lab leaves ByteDance. The Nanchang Uprising and the birth of the Tla. The colors of youth. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Thursday, August 5th, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Dollar General folding chairs recalled after reports of amputated fingers. Raging wildfire destroys much of California Gold Rush town. Tip leads to rescue of man and his 6 dogs after boat grounds near Tamales Point. Biden to announce new eviction ban due to COVID spread. At a breaking point, Mississippi down to 6 open intensive care unit beds as Delta rips through younger, unvaccinated populations. Drummer Charlie Watts likely to miss Rolling Stones' upcoming tour. Eating at the Olympics, Arigato Japan food tour. Chopper video captures man recklessly driving stolen car on HWI 101 in Sonoma County. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Queen bees compete for pageant crown in Goodman Schoolgirls, or the African Mean Girls play. Constable, Olympic abuses definitely not part of Elgin Gymnastics Academy's experience. Robinhood discloses stock offering, shares down pre-market. Better, Chicago honors legendary WGN sports editor with Jack Rosenberg Way. Olympic women's soccer final rescheduled because of heat. Fire engulfs Northern California town, leveling businesses. Kamara, Reina each score 2 goals to help DC United beat Crew. Anthony Rizzo homers again, Yankees overpower Orioles 10-3. New Downers Grove apartment building approved for Oak Trace Senior Living Community. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Seattle City Attorney election remains a tight race with Pete Holmes challenged on both sides. Heading to Canada soon, 6 things Washington travelers should know before visiting. Seattle 2021 primary election results for mayor, city attorney, more. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Hilda 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Jemina 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Mirini 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone 1221. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania. Drought is ongoing in Angola. Drought is ongoing in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Lupa 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Austria, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Hungary, Italy, Montenegro, Romania, Serbia, Slovenia, Slovakia, San Marino. Drought is ongoing in Burundi, Democratic Republic of Congo, Rwanda, Uganda. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Thursday, August 5th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Security guard shot in the chest while working at Northwest Houston apartments. Moderna vaccine remains 93% effective against symptomatic COVID for up to 6 months, company says. Biden administration plans to require COVID-19 vaccines for foreign travelers. Lawsuit accuses Chicago police of pointing guns at young children during wrongful raid. Wrong way driver stopped with spike strips along Beltway 8. Chemical spill at Galena Park facility may cause noticeable odor. Robert Durst murder trial, real estate heir expected to testify in his own defense Thursday. Innocent man killed in crash involving drunk driving suspect on East X Freeway, HPD says. Fire destroys cabin of 81-year-old hermit who was forced out of woods after decades, jailed. Texas sales tax-free holiday weekend begins at midnight. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. McDonald's Taiwan releases short documentary on badminton star Tai Ying. Exclamation point, Japanese aquarium exhibits new salmon sushi species. Leading off, Rizzo on a roll, Phil's drive for 5, Rendon done. Olympics latest, Chinese teens go 1-2 in 10 platform diving. In Tokyo, social platforms help the pandemic Olympics shine. In rare move for murder defendant, Durst expected to testify. Trauma as a shield, Cuomo's apology, defense criticized. Israel launches airstrikes on Lebanon in response to rockets. Scherzer K's 10 in debut, Dodgers hit 4 hours to beat Astros. U.S. plans to require COVID-19 shots for foreign travelers. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. New York City's plan for deteriorating BQE is to make it last for 20 more years. NY Democratic Party chair wants Cuomo to resign but expects he won't go without a fight. Extra, extra, new season Great British Bake Off will be on Netflix this fall. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Lawmakers taking steps to impeach Cuomo as former allies fall away. NJ's new anti-eviction law says landlords cannot kick tenants out for payment issues, but they can sue them. With details still pending, restaurant industry accepts city's new vaccine mandate to avoid another shutdown. Early edition, save us from ourselves, courageous cat. Manhattan seeks investigative materials on Governor Cuomo. Shave and a haircut, 2 shots, NY salons jump into vaccine outreach. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Human ingenuity now needed for our survival. Hunger will not be defeated without a better environment, nutrition and health. China struggles with socio-environmental standards in Latin America. Heavy rains and flooding push Yemenis to the brink. Don't forget leprosy campaign amid COVID-19 pandemic. Work still remains on Syria chemical weapons destruction, Security Council hears. WHO calls for moratorium on COVID-19 booster jabs. Ethiopia, heartbreaking devastation in Tigray, says UN humanitarian chief. Donor conference, a unique opportunity to renew commitment to Lebanon, UN deputy chief. Latest COVID-19 data confirms infections have risen globally for 4 consecutive weeks. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Belarus runner showed Japanese police plea for help on phone. Did CDC say that COVID-19 vaccines are failing? Nursing home to workers, get vaccine or lose your job. Unvaccinated, hospitalized, patient now advocates for vaccine. Art baseball cards, Mickey Hatcher and the Giant Glove. 700,000 people expected at Sturgis Bike Rally, despite virus variant. Why designing an Olympic logo is so difficult. Belarus Olympic runner who feared going home lands in Poland. Library book returned after 50 years with $20 bill. Sumo scare, riders say horses might be spooked by statue. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. The facts on Capitol Police's Tampa office. Sequencing used to identify Delta, other coronavirus variants. Senators claim infrastructure bill is paid for, experts disagree. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Van carrying 25 migrants near Texas border flips, kills 10. Texas GOP official mocked COVID 5 days before he died of virus. Chicago cops pulled gun on young sisters in warrantless raid on wrong home, lawsuit. Jezebel editor exits, the latest in string of GO media departures. Newt Gingrich goes full great replacement theory on Fox. Regretful anti-vaxxer rioters sentenced to home detention. Tunisia is on the brink of a civil war that could be disastrous for Europe. Meghan McCain calls CNN's Chris Cuomo the worst kind of nepotism. Belarus sprinter flies to life in exile as a recording of threats from Olympic coaches emerges. Simone Biles hints that she might not be done with the Olympics just yet. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Cooking with Paris is a bad food show, but a great portrait of Paris Hilton. Yellowstone prequel taps Sam Elliott, Faith Hill, and Tim McGraw to helm Paramount Plus series. Landlords launch legal battle to stop Biden's new eviction moratorium. Miley Cyrus offers to educate Dabby after homophobic rant. France gets US in Olympic basketball final after denying Luka Doncic in Classic. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Asteroids, what they are and where they come from. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Atlantic hurricane season may be busier than first thought. Delta variant accounts for 93% of U.S. COVID cases. Widespread extreme weather signals worsening climate crisis. California tourist town running out of water amid drought. A larger type of cicada that likes to scream has emerged. NYC to mandate vaccines for some indoor activities. California town running low on water as drought worsens. Hot, windy weather could intensify fires this week, officials warn. Congresswoman Julia Letlow reflects on loss of husband Luke, urges vaccination. Dr. John vaccine mandates as Delta now accounts for about 94% of cases in the U.S. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. TikTok star Timbo the Redneck dies after getting tossed from truck while performing donuts in Florida front yard. Texas politician dies of COVID 5 days after posting anti-vaccine meme. Belarusian Olympian afraid of returning homeland safely in Poland. Preservation of evidence is vital to Surfside condo collapse probe, judge. At least 11 dead in van crash near U.S., Mexico border in Texas, another dozen people injured. Black realtor handcuffed by cops while showing house, client and his teenage son cuffed too. French's offer up mustard-flavored buns in celebration of National Mustard Day on August 7th. COVID nurse is thrilled to be back on pro bowling circuit. Animatronic Joe Biden added to Disney's Hall of Presidents. The following headlines are from military.com. Israeli defense minister threatens Iran with military action. Airstrikes pummel Taliban in south, insurgents gain in north. Impact of space station spin requires study, official says. SEAL dropout whose shipmate said hates the Navy is suspected in Bonhomme Richard fire. Police officer killed in attack outside Pentagon was an Iraq War veteran. Bill repealing Iraq War powers advances in Senate. New rules barring emotional support animals on Patriot Express flights send military families scrambling. Fort Benning memorializes soldier lynched 80 years earlier at the post as Army acknowledges an injustice. Dead suspect in Pentagon attack was a Marine Corps washout. Turkey says it won't shoulder new Afghan migration, slams U.S. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Day Watch, Pritzker announces mask mandate in schools, Austin family sue CPD for mistakenly barging into their home and what's next for Cecily Strong. 13-year-old boy in critical condition after shooting near Garfield Park that also injured 19-year-old. Column, a simple plan to end U.S. vaccine hesitancy, serve the COVID vaccine deep fried on a stick. If you went to Lollapalooza, get a COVID-19 test this week, Champaign-Urbana Health Department asks local residents. Workers try to ban ospreys in Elk Grove Village. Masks required for indoor high school sports in Illinois. Pritzker mask mandate for Illinois schools unlikely to quell COVID-19 battles at suburban districts. 16-year-old Bartlett High School student dies, 3 others injured in single vehicle crash. Austin family sues city and CPD, accusing cops of mistakenly barging into home and pointing guns at 2 young girls, dead, grandfather. Corrections and clarifications. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Battle-hardened fund managers produce higher returns during times of recession. Study, people are typically inclined to move relationships forward rather than end them. Impact of natural selection on nectar supply and demand. New study sheds light on the mysterious dimming of Betelgeuse. Astronomers detect new large sub-Neptune alien world. Analysis of returned Stonehenge core sample helps explain megalith's durability. Lunar samples solve mystery of the moon's supposed magnetic shield. New observations show rocky exoplanet has just half the mass of Venus. Close proximity between salespeople and consumers reduces spending behavior. How authoritarian leaders maintain support. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Thursday, August 5th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Invisible ink, researchers use CRISPR to make see-through squid. Why do people love getting compliments? The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Coronavirus Daily News Updates, August 5th. What to know today about COVID-19 in the Seattle area, Washington State and the world. Summer funding helps school districts address disparities. Batum's block lifts France over Dunsik, Slovenia 90-89. COVID, in Florida hospitals, there are only so many beds. Alaska man suffers minor injuries in Iowa helicopter crash. Is Seattle becoming a city with a bona fide bagel scene? Where to find the best bagels in town? Ranking the UW Huskies football roster ahead of fall camp, numbers 20-11. Rant and rave, reader appreciates returned Costco cards. Former Seattle classmates, friends for nearly a century, reunite in a pandemic. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. 7 awesome Bay Area things to do this weekend, August 6th to 8th. Sharp rise in nearsightedness among children may be linked to COVID pandemic, study. Bay Area home prices, sales continue to surge. Fighting pandemic losses with healthcare education. Arista widens Silicon Valley footprint with Santa Clara building deal. Editorial, California must get serious about potential PG&E takeover. U.S. COVID-19 travel restrictions state by state. 2 California wolf packs produced pups in 2021. Raging Dixie Fire destroys much of Northern California Gold Rush town. Dixie Fire rips through town, gutting many buildings. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. NJ Governor Phil Murphy to anti-vaccine protesters, "You've lost your minds." Biden to unveil stricter emission standards for vehicles, exceeding Obama-era regulations. Tokyo logs record 5,042 cases as infections surge amid Olympics. Ron DeSantis takes on Joe Biden, "I don't want to hear a blip about COVID from you." National security veterans warn Senate panel of CCP influence in U.S. Trump, Biden brands benefit from big wins in Ohio special elections. Texas migrant transport crash, 10 dead, 12 injured. Gavin Newsom early recall threatens to backfire as virus mandates surge. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Mass resignations at scientific journal over ethically fraught China genetics papers. Wall Street investors press corporate landlords on eviction plan. Austin police decline to investigate complaints in protest of reform attorneys. The problem isn't just Cuomo, it's the system that made him. EPA whistleblowers say managers bully them to approve dangerous chemicals. Leaked audio shows pressure to overrule scientists in hair on fire cases. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Thursday, August 5th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. After pandemic time off, soul singer Betty Smith psyched about first Chicago area show, Seeing the Sights. 4 bears remain on reserve COVID-19 list. 13-year-old boy and another teen wounded in East Garfield Park. Fact check. Downstate Republicans claim on Nancy Pelosi's January 6 security role forget someone, Mitch McConnell. Some POTS license winners now looking to sell to highest bidder. Vivo, Fun Musicals hero looks like a lemur and sounds like Lin-Manuel Miranda. Dear Abby, our regular dinners with another family have turned miserable. 1 killed, 17 wounded in shootings in Chicago Wednesday. U.S. men's basketball team advances to gold medal game after rout of Australia. Horoscope for Thursday, August 5, 2021. The next headlines are from the Times of India. Ravi is only 23, he will surely win gold in Paris, Yogeshwar. Relief for Voda, Cairn, government to scrap retro tax, proposes to refund collected amount. PM Modi hailed Ravi Dehaya for winning silver medal. Which is the most effective COVID vaccine against the Delta variant? Mahindra's looks arms set to launch $2.20 an electric car. Everything you need to know about Ravi Kumar Dehaya. Madhu Sudhanan, AIADMK Presidium Chairman, dies in Chennai. Viral pictures of Yo-Yo Honey Singh and wife Shalini. Why government has dropped plans to offer Wi-Fi in trains. Losing hair post-COVID, here's what doctors want you to know. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Thursday, August 5, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Turner touts vaccine push for students as hospitals fill up. Best bets the week of August 5 to 11, 2021. Review, Lady Grey, in ever lower light, at Mildred's umbrella. Bobby Sessions manifests his own destiny. How uncomfortable can Deshaun Watson make things for Texans? Things to do, Fact Tony hosts busy weekend in Houston. Things to do, upcoming food and drink events in Houston this summer 2021. This week's best concerts. Bronze for Biles on balance beam. As school year nears, Fort Bend County raises COVID threat level. The next headlines are about world records making news. Sterling cyclist breaks world record after pedaling length of UK in grueling effort, daily record. Silverstone Auctions sees 4 world record sale prices over the weekend, Stuff Co. NZ. The wheels are in motion for Pendoman's Guinness World Record attempt, Burnley Express. Grant Holloway falls to mentor Hansler Parchment in Olympic 110-meter hurdles, The Washington Post. Mount Juliet Elmore ties world record with 10th horseshoe title, Lebanon Democrat. Olympic shot put winner, watch USA's Ryan Krauser breaks own Olympic record with 4 more throws, video, DraftKings Nation. 2020 Olympic Women's 10K Preview, can Hassan defeat world record holder Jide in her 6th race in 9 days, Let'sRun.com. Why the heck are Olympic track stars smashing so many world records? Morning Brew. 2 Americans broke the world record in the 400 hurdles, only one could win gold, The Wall Street Journal. Olympic runners are fast. On Tokyo's fast track, they're shattering world records, NPR. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Facebook is awash in oil money. Google's overhauled Nest Cams are smarter and easier to use without a subscription. Everything you need to know about Google Drive's big changes. Have you seen Mike Pompeo's $5,800 bottle of whiskey? 2 million dehumidifiers were called over fire hazard after 107 incidents and $17 million in damage. Earth's future is lonely for the robots left behind in sci-fi short The Desert. Photos, athletes break down under extreme heat at the Olympics. Peloton tread owners no longer need a subscription to just run. Disney's real-life Star Wars lightsaber expands in new video. TikTok, the only social media platform without stories, is getting stories. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Jarrah in Kuwait at 122.9 degrees Fahrenheit or 50.5 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Amundsen in Scott's South Pole Station at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Critical cobalt strike bug leaves botnet servers vulnerable to takedown. Indiana University wins in suit over its mask, vaccine mandates. Microsoft's Windows 11 outreach efforts aren't going very well. Netflix is still trying to find its female John Wick with trailer for Kate. CenturyLink selling copper network in 20 states instead of installing fiber. Low semiconductor supplies may not be the main reason for PS5 shortages. WHO calls for global moratorium on COVID boosters until end of September. The Porsche Taycan 4S, better than a 911, believe it. Today's best tech deals, Sony WH-1000XM4, Logitech MX Master 3, and more. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Trump voting DC cop finds himself isolated after telling the truth about the January 6 Capitol riot, reporter. A racist caller attacked a 9-year-old black boy with slurs, now locals are rallying around his dad's restaurant. I messed up big time guys, unvaccinated COVID sufferer pleads with everyone to get the vaccine from his hospital bed. Dr. Fauci warns the U.S. could really be in trouble from new COVID-19 variant even worse than Delta. Did not see this coming, Trump's PAC brutally mocked over plan to issue membership cards to loyal supporters. GOP leaders face a new headache after refusing to condemn 2022 candidates who attended Capitol riot. Texas GOP shamed for mourning death of anti-vax official, without mentioning he died from COVID-19. Why Tucker Carlson really went to Hungary. He's taking all the power, MSNBC's Morning Joe shreds Ron DeSantis for dangerous power grab in Florida. Presidential candidate Marjorie Taylor Greene, far-right extremist congresswoman may be testing the waters. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Myanmar opposition leader, we need more help from Biden to defeat the military junta. Planting trees to fight climate change is great, then again, so is eating. The untold story of Purdue Pharma's cozy relationship with the American Medical Association. The FBI is investigating Giuliani's attempt to make a movie about the Bidens and Ukraine. Andrew Cuomo is relying on an old, sexist lie about sexual assault survivors. As COVID breaks records in Arkansas, its GOP governor regrets ban on mask mandates. Meatpacking giant Tyson mandates vaccines for all workers. How unemployment insurance fraud exploded during the pandemic. An anti-tobacco hero's complicated legacy. The next items are today's top search results for Bigfoot. 10 extraordinary reports of CT Bigfoot encounters, i95rock.com. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. UFOs and the boundaries of science, Boston Review. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. NervGen Pharma Corporation, closes non-brokered private placement, Stockhouse. The role of perioperative sleep disturbance in PNDNSS, Dove Medical Press. What is neuroplasticity? Understanding its role in a child's learning journey, Times of India, Times of India. Ross-like GMGT PASE induced bypass 4 promotes activity-dependent neuronal tolerance for ischemic stroke, pnas.org. Pi3KAKT signaling pathway is involved in Chehu-Shugan Sandy Dove Medical Press. Towards next-gen computers, mimicking brain functions with graphene diamond junctions, scientists mimic the brain's functions with junctions between vertically aligned graphene and diamond, Science Daily. Studying poverty through a child's eyes, Knowable magazine. Listening to singing helps stroke victims regain speech, Steady finds, Montreal Gazette. Wave Life Sciences, Management's Discussion and Analysis of Financial Condition and Results of Operations, Form 10-Q, MarketScreener.com. Aptonix, APTX, falls 1.95% in light trading on August 3. Equities.com. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Thursday, August 5, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Expert, Dr. Alan Heineger's probe of UFOs, UFO Chronicle 1974. Search for evidence of alien visitation, the Galileo Project. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Thursday, August 5, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.